Hey.
And
Uh,
tired.
yes.
I was awake at 5
Tired.
a.m. still yesterday.
Yes, and I think so. I'm responsible for that.
I mean, I'm down to blame you for it. It wasn't just me talking your ear off about Final Fantasy VII so much that I talked myself into buying the game, quote unquote, for Christmas. It definitely didn't help that the game, when I went to look, happened to be on sale for 50% off, and so it was like $100 game that I could get.
Yeah. I'm now familiar with the whole Final Fantasy lore. Almost all of the Final Fantasy.
But not even
lore.
close.
Thanks to
Not even
No?
Not even close.
Not even close, baby?
Not even close to the full lore of one game.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Final Fantasy is notorious for being convoluted and having a lot. And this is particularly Final Fantasy VII. I did tell you a little bit about, like, Dissidia and the lore. Fuck, you cannot be under there, buddy. I appreciate you and I love you. You cannot be under there. You're gonna turn my computer off and knock it in your ass. I love you, but please fuck off. Yes, I know, you're adorable. Yes, hi. Please, I beg of you. Don't do this to me. Don't, please. Oh my god, no.
Yes, people are saying your volume is really low. I don't know if my volume is also really low.
Welcome back to Dumbback Friday. Dumbback Friday. Dumbback Friday.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, hi, welcome to Dumbfect Friday, except it's on Thursday. Puck, as you can see, is a nose that is right here. That's one of the reasons why my volume is so low. I am sitting further away and talking down to my dog. Hi, yes, I love you. His decision when I asked him to move was to sit down right in front of me. Hi, yes, you're very adorable. Everyone
You're
loves you.
adorable.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Yeah, hi, buddy.
Aww.
Hey, welcome to Dumbfect Friday. We're doing something a little bit different today. It's still gonna be a pretty standard Dumbfect Friday, but it is instead Thursday, and I'm gonna be bing-banging us through a situation which we will then allow Manya to, expound upon, I guess. Provide a little bit more information about, I guess. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm very low. I'm trying to speak a little bit louder.
Yeah, that dog's not moving.
No, he lives here now. I can't. What am I supposed to do?
Yep.
I can't tell him no. Look at his face.
Yeah, look at that fucking face. Oh my god, it's so cute.
Why are you doing this to me? Why?
Rez, it's not Friday. Yeah, it's Friday for me, Rez. Yeah, so it's my dumb fact Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday for Manya. Oh my god. All right,
Yeah.
so, what? He just laid down.
Use him at a footrest. Use him as a
You can see his
footrest.
tail. All right. All right.
Oh, God.
If found art that I want you to commission done. What? Athens says Puck needs 31 boops. He is best boy.
Aww, because 31-month membership. Oh my god.
Alright, so if you see me sitting weird and my camera being odd, it's because there's a dog laying in the way of my chair. And he just lives there now. So,
Yep.
Manya is going to mute herself, and we're going to trust Manya to see how long Manya can mute herself for while I bang us through this scenario so we can get through it in not 7 hours.
I made a promise to Shesh that I will let her do her thing before I start raging or something like that, so I made a promise. So sorry guys if you don't get to hear me for what? Not long. I'll be back. Okay, I'm muting myself. Here we go.
Okay. So, I was curious, and I took a look at the comment section of Aaron's live stream, of oh, that's the wrong that she did try to talk about me and Madia, which was in and of itself amusing. But I went to go check out the comment section because I was curious to see if anybody was buying what she was selling. Short answer, no, they were not. She's getting absolutely roasted and savaged in the comments. But I happened to notice this lovely little gem by this Jesse individual. Now, we talked about Jesse a little bit tertiarily when he had done a video that was reiterating and reaffirming videos that other people had already done, about Veda being full of shit when it came to her art. Farron, Veda, and Megan brought him on and then spent like an hour berating him, gaslighting him, being pretty abusive in my opinion, for that whole scenario. Regardless, we haven't really talked about Jesse. I know he has some sordid history with AZ or T-Spiracy. I'm not terribly familiar with it, because I don't think it's that relevant to this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Maybe Manya will want to bring it up later. But I saw this little tidbit in the comment section that he had made some comment about Steve. This Eve person had said it's not a good idea to take anything Steve says at face value. He omits gigantic portions of information of any event to mislead the listener. Jesse said, "Give me one example." So this person obliged and said his claim that Manya is being investigated for chargeback fraud, and the GoFundMe agent told him she claimed credit card misuse. He recklessly claimed this after GoFundMe refunded $300, yet he never supported this claim of fraud. Instead, he showed portions of a transcript with large pieces removed. What he did is falsely accuse someone with no evidence to hurt them, ask him to show the full transcript. Jesse then responded with, "Well, according to my sources, whoever those might be, Steve, who was he tagged? Who's supposed to be having medical issues? Who's supposed to be taking a break? Steve, who is overwhelmed with all of his lawsuit bullshit going on. Steve is in fact, telling the truth and has the proof to back it up. I've seen the proof. He is in the right on this one. You may not like him, but that doesn't mean you have to out him as a liar if he isn't one. Do your research and be sure to call the right one a liar." There's a few things that are being implied heftily in this comment, particularly that Steve is telling the truth and Manya or anybody else is lying. There's also that Jesse has seen the proof that this Steve is in fact telling the truth. These are definitive statements that this is the case, that this is actually the truth of the matter. Except Puck finally moved. I don't know if you could tell. I don't know if you saw him go by. So I had seen this, and I was like, well, hey, Jesse, let's have a chat. Now, apparently this was an egregious thing to have requested. Egregious, you might say. Because his response, he was not happy. He was not happy about being asked to have a conversation about the things that he said. Here we have, "I have noticed that you cut off the start of the whole convo. When I said, and I quote, 'Steve told me about this, ellipses, this was a shitty move,' that was all I said. Whatever is going on between you and Steve has fuck all to do with me, so I ain't getting involved. Bye." And I was like, yes. Wonderful. I said, yes, I put it because it isn't about me versus Steve that I'm interested in. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I really could give less of a shit about random person's fucking opinion about me because of something Steve told them. I really don't care. If that's the direction you want to go in and that's who you want to trust and how you want to live your life, you go right ahead. I will not be very concerned about it. It's about the statements and claims that I didn't cut off. So you showed half the combo without context? Typical. Now please, I ask you all to please look at this because I'm about to show you the entire thing, and you tell me what context I removed. I said, oh, you want the whole thing? I mean, okay, but I removed no context. You claim you had proof of Manya committing credit card fraud. I want to chat about that. One moment, please. And here's the whole conversation screenshotted. Yeah, yes, Manya. Oh, one moment, please. That's what you were doing? Oh, okay. I thought you were already done. I thought you were already ready to jump in here. Alright. So I'm gonna go through the entire conversation really, really quick. So first off, we have Steve told me about this. This was a shitty move. In regards to Aaron failing to describe the situation that happened when Steve and I went our separate ways. So, essentially being like, Steve told me this is what happened and Chesh is a bad person, yada yada yada, don't care. Not a good idea, blah blah blah. Then this is the part that we've seen already. Moving on, next bit. Did this just go out of order? Yes, according to my sources, this Eve person said, my dislike for him is irrelevant, just like a stranger vouching for him is also irrelevant. He needs to show it. Right? And they're right. I would agree with this. Why is this opening weird? Open image in new tab. There we go. I was just zoomed into the wrong spot. Like a stranger vouching for him is also irrelevant. He needs to show it. Manya publicly showed her complaint to GoFundMe in multiple Twitter posts. It has nothing to do with any chargeback request like he claims. If he can publicly accuse someone of fraud, then he can publicly back it up. Yet he doesn't. Why? It's been, 2 years? He needs to show the transcript or acknowledge his mistake. I already know he's wrong because she received a refund and publicly showed her complaint. No one has to take my word. Anyone can see for themselves on her Twitter. That's the beauty of public posting. No one has to take anyone's word for things. So evidently she's not the liar on this issue. Wrong. For context, I took these screenshots yesterday. So when this says 3 days ago, it means 4 days ago from today, which was Christmas. This was Christmas Eve and Christmas Day that this was going on. Just to give you guys a little bit of context. Let's continue. Open image into tab, and here we go. So evidently she is not the liar on the issue. Wrong doesn't necessarily mean liar, but in order for Steve to not be called a liar on this issue, that's a good point. Being wrong does not inherently mean that you're lying. For Steve not to be called a liar on this issue by the public, he needs to publicly show proof of his claim. He can't publicly accuse someone of a crime, then show only small portions of a conversation and hide behind his friends vouching for him. I don't know you any more than I know him, so your vouching for him means nothing. He can't publicly back it up, so he must have been lying. He has had 20 months to, at the very least, acknowledge his mistake, but doesn't. He deliberately made such a foul claim to smear her. He can confidently accuse, but is shy about dropping receipts. So Jesse swings in here. Okay, the fact is, again, this is him, the fact, stating, this is the fact, Steve shouldn't have to prove anything to anyone on this platform. Then why were you so upset about Veda, my friend? Why would anybody have to show anything literally ever about anything? You're gonna accuse people of shit, you have to show it. If you're gonna accuse people of crime, you're now escalating that accusation to something that's kind of a little bit bigger of a deal. So, yeah, no, he makes the claim on this platform, he gets to fucking back the claim up on this platform. That's called playing fair. Or unless you're saying that Steve can just say fucking anything about anybody because he's Steve. Or, if you want to be the dick wobble, I can make claims about Jesse and I don't have to prove anything to anybody ever. Except he claimed he had proof. He claims he saw it. Let's continue. But it seems that you're adamant to call Steve the liar, which is exactly what you are calling him. Yeah, they weren't shy about that. They were like, he's lying. If he wasn't lying, he would have. This is how he shows he's not lying and is just wrong or whatever else. This is his proof. So this is the proof you saw. This was your source. Perhaps now you will stop accusing him of shit he ain't doing. And just FYI, I don't know you for Adam, and I will defend someone who has been through a lot of shit with these creators. Which creators? You mean me and Manya? What has Steve gone through because of me and Manya? You know the thing that me and Manya did was stop hanging out with Steve? That's all we did. The world's saddest violin. Oh, so sad. Causing his issues. Steve didn't have drama before Chess showed up, remember? But of course, it's always Steve, ain't it? Not the actual women who are causing these issues. So here's his proof. Like I said, next time, do the research yourself. Proof. So these are all his statements. And now he's gonna post Steve's proof. Alright, I'm gonna read through this and not comment really, really fast because it's long. Boop. Summary. Have ticket number from March 5th, but on March 15th, more false refund requests are submitted. Customer servant agent Ada. Hi, Steve. Steve, hi, Ada. Hopefully you can assist. I have an open ticket, but got a new refund request I wish to dispute. I wish to refute. Sorry. The name of the previous agent is the agent I was working with. Ada, before we begin, I'll just need to send you a verification code via message. You can simply reply, yes, I approve, and I'll send the text message. Steve, yes, I approve. Ada, thank you for confirming. Please give me a few moments to send that out. Steve, number. Thank you. Give me 1 moment, Steve, no rush. Thank you. Is the donor Manya's full name? Steve, yes. And another anonymous for $20. Manya's full name now has about 4 more refund requests. Now I'm gonna let you guys decide and pick out things as we go. I'll talk about it a little bit afterward once we get through it. Steve, I just received them tonight. They are without merit and the funds have already been spent on legal fees and are non-refundable. Ada, okay, can I see those donations that were already refunded due to fraud? I can see those donations were already refunded due to fraud. Steve said there was no fraud, I have all the receipts. What fraud? Ada says, well, we can't always prevent people from making unauthorized donations. We can continue to react with speed and close attention. For security reasons, we need to remain general in our explanations around these processes. But our team will continue to monitor donations closely and refund only those we can't verify. Steve says, this GoFundMe was approved. I have spent about $9,000 in legal fee receipts. There is no fraud, and I request those refunds be denied. Ada, your fundraiser is not fraud. Your fundraiser is fine. The donation was. Steve, huh? She made those donations of her own volition. She is an ex-persona friend of mine who is no longer a friend and just changed her mind. That is not fraud. That is called buyer's remorse and not refundable. Ada, do you know the donor? Steve, yes, she is a personal friend. Ada, okay. Steve, she and I had a falling out, and she just changed her mind. Anonymous, I don't know, but Manya's name spelled wrong. I sure do. Ada, those donations might have been unauthorized, and this is why they were refunded. Steve corrected his spelling. She authorized them personally. I have her on video talking about them. Steve says she has donated to GoFundMe's in the past. She is committing fraud by lying about it being fraud. Ada, Anonymous was also refunded. Steve, I wish to have that investigated. Ada, give me 1 second to look into this deeper. Steve, thank you. I want her investigated for fraudulent refund requests. Ada, I think I found the issue here. The anonymous donation used the same email address. Steve, that doesn't surprise me. Ada, this is why individual, like Manya's name, were probably refunded too. I will need to contact our payments team to look into this. Steve, I want her investigated for fraudulent refund requests as those... Boop. As those donations were made by her. Steve says she has donated to other GoFundMes in the past. Ada. So, just to clarify, the anonymous donation wasn't Manya's full name, correct? Or right? Steve says, I don't know who that is, but it could be if the same email, obviously. You would have to check on your end, but Manya absolutely made those donations. Ada, okay. Let me contact our payments team as they will have more information. Steve, please do. She is committing fraud. Ada, as soon as we have an update, we'll get back to you via email. Steve, thank you. I have all the receipts and can verify that she is a friend of mine and I have our personal DMs. Ada, perfect. If we need more information, we'll let you know. Steve, if she claimed those donations were fraud, she is committing fraud. Steve, thank you. I will wait for a ticket, but please put those refunds on hold until this is resolved. Ada, those refunds were already issued, so I won't be able to pause that, but let me contact payments to investigate further. Steve, Can I contest them with the bank? Oh, you reissue them as charges? That's a phrase. Okay, Ada, I'll get back to you. Steve, I'll get back to you soon. Steve, you do what you need to do on your end, but she is committing refund fraud. Thank you, Ada. Ada, you're welcome. Steve fixing his correction of thank, even though it changes nothing. Ada, speak soon. Steve, night. Steve has left the chat number. Then this, at the bottom, is Jesse saying, just so you know, Steve told me to share this with you as he saw your comment and initially wanted to prove you wrong. It's okay, it gets better. It gets better. This person said, at Jesse, according to your source, I mean no offense, but you should not trust anyone. Get a verified trust. Trust evidence, not people. Steve couldn't provide evidence for his fraud accusation against Manya. Manya, however, showed full receipts. She got refunded because Steve hadn't spent the money as intended. He wanted money to the defamation lawsuit, but could not provide evidence. Instead, he showed receipts of old lawyer costs, irrelevant. If you use the donations for other purposes than promised, the donor has the right to a refund, considered a scam. Why did he attack Manya? He wanted to keep the money. He didn't want anyone else to ask for a refund. If Manya could get a refund, so could anyone else. The only way to find out the truth is to do your own due diligence. In this community, people trust too much and believe their friends. Friendship is more important than truth, but that tends to backfire. Subs value the truth, and many do their own research. Probably more than creators realize. People should convince themselves by checking evidence instead of arguing or trust blindly. Truth is out there and many know. When Steve didn't file the papers in court and didn't explain himself, many in the community accused him of defrauding the community. Manya was one of Steve's biggest supporters ever. It was a weird watch when Steve lashed out at her like that. She defended him hard in the past. Excuse me. Panda is Sleeping said, did you read everything? Because at 03:32:43 a.m. Ada, those donations might have been unauthorized, and this is why they were refunded. It says might, not definitely. And also, what happened with that GoFundMe investigation? Because at 03:38:17 a.m., Ada, quote, I'll get back to you soon. They said they would get back to them. Did they? Care to ask your friend Steve? Jesse said, I was given this by Steve. However, I will ask him. So Steve didn't give you the whole thing. He gave you a chunk of information that said that there was going to be following information, and then you never asked or thought it would be a good idea to follow up on the follow-up that was supposed to exist. Thanks for this transcript. Just as I suspected, nowhere in the conversation did it say that Manya claimed her donation is unauthorized to get a refund. Ada offers a hypothetical that it might have been authorized. Might is a modal verb, which denotes a possibility of a high doubt. It's a big reach to go from hypothetical to a conclusive claim of chargeback fraud. And we got one more. This is harder than it looks. I suggest you look at all sides. If you have a platform and balanced voice is important for credibility. A person that is not truthful will not suddenly be honest. Evidence is the way to tell the truth. It's not hard to find. Most of us know it. Jesse responded with, I'm not going by what I'm being told. I don't know what's what and wasn't there when the video call took place. But then neither was Manya. So unless Manya can prove that what Steve is saying is wrong with evidence, then we really have no way of actually knowing you're stating what Manya could be saying is the truth and Steve is lying. Have you ever thought that perhaps Steve is telling the truth and Manya is flat out lying? Okay. That's the whole that's the whole interaction up until this stuff. So, there's a lot of issues with that. We're going to get more into that when Manya can come back, but there are multiple tells within that own transcript, let alone the transcript itself already being something questionable, right? Because how did he copy-pasted that? So did Steve send him a screenshot, or did Steve send him a copy-paste? Did Steve send him a screenshot and then he typed it all out? Somehow I doubt that. I doubt that that's what happened. So if he copy-pasted it, what is he copy and pasting it off of? Because that's not how that works. You can't copy paste a screenshot. You'd have to transcribe it. You have to type it. Also, you'll notice that multiple times the first thing that somebody said was Manya showed definitive evidence. Definitive. And Jesse just ignores it. He gets told that 3 times. Just completely fucking ignores it. But I digress. He is too busy trying to accuse me of tweeting him out of context. Manya here said, I'm happy to provide the email from the GoFundMe in which they quote my complaint word for word. I have already posted it on Twitter before. So, I just want to go back up here real quick because there's a branching tweet that happens here. Because he got multiple responses. Surprise, surprise. So this is, I've noticed that you've cut off the window. Why don't you show the whole thing? Manya had responded with, then why did you comment and get involved? Because he's like, I'm not involved. When I said all I did was Steve told me about this, what a shitty move. That's all I said. That is not all you said. In my initial screenshot, that's not all you said. But Manya says, then why did you comment and get involved? You repeated Steve's accusations against me in that thread with no proof. I offer you proof and you don't want it? Why are you nincompoops so afraid of being wrong? 'Cause he asked me to post that. Did he ask you to post this initial thing? Did he also ask you to post like your assessments that you threw in there and the conclusions that you threw in and the accusations against other people for not doing their own research? Was all of that what he asked you to put in? And even if he did, why does that absolve you from culpability from deciding to do it? You made a choice, whether he asked you to do it or not. Just because Steve asked you to do it doesn't mean you don't. If I asked Manya to shoot somebody for me and she does it, does she not get in trouble because she goes, well, Chesh told me to? Hello? What makes you think things work? This isn't how this works. This isn't how any of this works. Oh, yeah. Bye. Yeah, whatever. Because he asked me to post that. He even asked me to post something else too, which I refused to. Oh yeah? So you do have the mental capacity to make that decision for yourself, do you? Okay. Send me this proof, then through DM. If you want me to post it, I will. No, I asked for a conversation. Manya offered to provide the proof. You made these things public. You posted about them publicly. We're gonna have the conversation publicly. Why? Because I don't want to fucking play this bullshit game that you wanted to play with Veda, where it was this person said this in DMs, this person said this in DMs. No. We're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna have a conversation, and you can show us whatever evidence you have, and we can walk through it together, because what you posted, or what Steve told you to post, does not purport with the conclusion that you're accusing Manya with. And I want you to walk me through why this is convincing of that. Because if you can convince me, if you've got the proof, you should be able to just walk me through it with no problem and show me how you came to your conclusion. And if I ask you questions, you should be able to clarify and justify your position. That's how it works. That's how evidence works. That's how logic works. That's how argumentation functions. These people continuously over and over again talk about proof, talk about this, talk about needing evidence for things, and just don't know how any of it works. Then he goes on to, I'm gonna skip over me and Padme shit-talking back and forth, because we're shit-talking back and forth. So you have no backbone, can't say no, and just repeat false accusations on Steve's behalf, just like Farron and Aaron. He could have posted that himself, but he is such a coward that he has to ask you. You guys are pathetic, really, and it's been 2 years, and he asked you to post it for him. 2 years! Are you fucking kidding me? Let's go back a little bit, follow this thread down a ways. We have... oh yeah, he never answered, by the way. He didn't answer the whole screenshots being out, but, whatever. I'm happy to provide the email from the GoFundMe in which they quote my complaint word for word. I have already posted it on Twitter before. His response was, what? And expect I'll just take your word for it? You're already lying to people by just saying I'm spreading shit about you. Nah, thanks. I think I'll pass on that, thanks. Bro, you are the one who said she did it. You're the one putting these transcripts out. You're the one coming to conclusions and stating them as fact based on it. You said fact. This is Steve is in fact correct. You said that wasn't stuff Steve told you to post. This is you and your responsibility and your culpability. Also, expect I'll just take your word for it. She didn't ask you to take her word for it. She said she posted this thing. Something you had already been told multiple times that she has already posted and made available. While you're sitting here pointing fingers at other people saying, hey, you should do your own research. You should go and look at the evidence. These people are telling you this evidence exists, counter to what you're saying, and you're ignoring them. You're doing the exact same shit. The exact same shit. And now you're lying about it. Well, I never said that. The fuck you didn't? What the fuck do you mean I never said that? Fuck off. Nobody's gonna buy that. We can read, my guy. So this got some pushback, needless to say. I just said weird hole to dig, but okay, and then just posted all of the fucking things that, like, here's all the things you said. Because you did. It's on that thread. You pasted the GoFundMe convo where there is no indication of fraud. When asked for evidence, Man, no wonder AZ kicked your ass so hard and you had to hide due to shame and embarrassment. I'm not spreading shit if I'm repeating what Steve is saying. Yes, you are. I didn't say I said this, did I? No. Yes, you don't have to say I said this. You made a statement, then separated out. Steve told me to post this. All the stuff beforehand and all the stuff after that is you speaking for yourself, and this is regardless of just because Steve told me to. You are spreading shit. Regardless of whether or not Steve requested you spread the shit, you're still spreading it. If I say, hey, Mom, could you go put some cream cheese on a bagel for me? And my mom spreads cream cheese on the bagel? Is that cream cheese spread? Is it on my bagel? Yes? Then she spread it for me. Therefore, it was still spread. This is the best analogy I've ever come up with. It's been deleted. Okay, so at this point, he had blocked people. He had blocked me, Manya, Padme. So he had blocked at least 3 or 4 people in the thread at this point. And then afterward, he says, it's been deleted. I apologize if it sounded like I was talking crap, but I really wasn't. I was literally repeating what Steve was saying. That's all. Thanks for the proof. I appreciate it. So your reposting of unverified, unchecked fucking transcripts is that you got from Steve, allegedly, because we don't know you were sent this by Steve. You're just stating that it was sent by Steve. We can't verify that. Not without you posting screenshots of your DMs with Steve, which I could care less for. I'll take your word for that. But be aware that I am, in fact, taking your word for it. But Manya's literal screenshot is not proof. Why are there quotation marks here? If I did this, if it sounded like I was, but I wasn't, because fuck you anyway. Get the fuck out of town, my guy. I'm not spreading shit if I'm repeating what Steve is saying. I didn't say that. No, blah, blah, blah. That is the definition of spreading misinformation. You posted Steve's narrative under a video that was already bullshitting about Manya to begin with. So, like, there's also that context. That's repeating bullshit. Are you this dense, or you do this on purpose? Are you this coward? He told me to post to those trolls. So now the people that were saying that Steve was wrong about something are trolls, because of course they are. He claims were pestering me. So you didn't think that those people were pestering you, but Steve came to you and said, hey, those people are pestering you. You should post this thing. And so Steve was trying to manipulate you and gaslight you into thinking that, and telling you that these people were pestering you and were trolls, and you just believed him and got gaslit into posting this shit, and now are being like, oh no, I got myself in trouble because people saw the thing I said after Christmas. Panic! Oh no, Chesh saw what I said and asked to talk to me. If that's the case, I'll delete the messages to prove to you I wasn't speaking shit about you, okay? No, that's not how this fucking works. Nobody asked you to delete anything. The only thing people asked you for was a conversation about the shit you said. Manya says, I don't give a fuck what you do now because you are a cowardly nincompoop who doesn't know how to verify what others present to you as evidence and don't do your due diligence. These trolls suggested you could come to me. Anyone who proves Steve wrong is a troll to him. You guys deserve each other. Steve has never lied to me, so why should he do so now? How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that Steve has never lied to you? I don't know if Steve has ever lied to you, but how do you know that he hasn't? Have you gone and checked and verified every single thing he said up to this point? Because we know you haven't. We know you haven't for a fact. We know you haven't because of the first comment you left that we looked at that said, Steve told me about this. This was fucked up. We know for a fact you didn't go to verify it. Bruh. A bold assumption, right? And this is the exact reason I don't get on with women. You create drama for men, then the men get the full blame and take no responsibility for it yourself, and then allow men to take the fall. You are the cowards. Excuse me? Hark! Did I not hear a bitch starting shit and then decides to be like, but the women told me I was wrong about a fact, and so women are the problem because women make drama. Maybe the reason you don't get on with women is because you're a misogynistic prick. You think maybe that's why you don't get on with women? Maybe? Maybe? Oh. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I said you explained and showed how easy it was for him to not just lie to you, but for you to run with whatever he told you. And now freak out when someone asks you to have a chat and someone else posts receipts. Bruh, come on now. So the people who were pestering you aren't trolls. And yeah, so you can see he's blocked everybody, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, block block block, block block block. Nah, and stuff with AZ, blah 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 blah. There's a whole other conversation, and there's multiple posts of screenshots, because here you can see RNGD Gaming also posted their receipts. Guess I committed fraud as well. I've been keeping shut for a while now. I've had enough. I got a refund for the exact same reason Manya did. Get the other side of the story before you start throwing around accusations. So now we don't just have Manya, we also have RNGD Gaming coming out and being like, no, this is a thing that happened. This is a thing that went on. It's just not one person versus another. And here's the screenshot. Thank you for helping us keep GoFundMe safe. Name. Our trust and safety team will review your donor claim and get back to you within 2 business days. If you have evidence that might help our review, feel free to upload it using this secure form. We also encourage you to contact law enforcement, blah, 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 GoFundMe, support GoFundMe.com. There's an attachment. The attachment shows Steve's tweet saying, I assure people my lawsuit is not frivolous. I am suing without a crystal ball, and I fully expect to win by jury trial. Please consider helping fund this lawsuit, which has already been served, and starting discovery. It was Hip Pocket Service. Discovery had not started yet. That was bullshit. Link to the GoFundMe. Katie Joy, this was from, sadly I cannot see the date on this. The October 2021. I believe that says. I might be, hold on. December 27th, 2023. Oh, December 7th, 2023. I don't know if that's, nope, sorry, that's his. Damn it, I wish I could see this a little bit better. I see the bottom? Nah, I can't see the bottom. Sorry, you'll have to look at Steve's Twitter to find out what the date is on that. Steve McRae's lawsuit with me has been dismissed with prejudice after failing to file the lawsuit in court. Under the Minnesota Court Rules of Civil Procedure, he is barred from refiling this case against me. This is something that Steve knew going in. He said so on streams. We've talked about it before. Thank you, everyone who has supported me and stood up for me. This was as of August 2022. And then please note a refund has been issued for your donation to legal proceedings against YouTuber My Truth. $15 was donated. The above amount will be refunded to you within 3 to 7 working days. If you have any questions, yada yada yada. October 21, thank you very much, Feline. So there you have, this wasn't just a one-person, one-off, one-time deal. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is an entire other conversation with somebody that Jesse did not block. And let me see if I can grab it. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Not there. I wish Twitter did better at this. Where are you?
I'm not commenting about anything that you're saying here, Shesh. Just maybe go to Intrigued Feline's Twitter page.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
see
do
if
that.
You can catch it from there.
Yes. You are correct. God damn it. There you go. Wait, what did that say? My friend and moderator Intrigue Feline took up the challenge to provide any admissible evidence Kyle had given to the judge. This is what she came up with. Spoilers, it's nothing. I do give her props for trying. Well, assuming the gender, but hey, you know. So here's Feline. I'm just gonna grab the replies real quick. Here we go. Just so I can get into the thread. And up we go, where Feline had a discussion where I'm happy to provide the emails. What, you expect me? I'll just take my word for it. You're already lying to people by saying I'm spreading shit about you. Nah, thanks. I'll pass on that. Thanks. And you're taking Steve's word for word all the same. Mania is willing to provide you evidence so you can have a balanced approach. Seems like your mind is actually already made up, though. I can be very short here. Steve opened a GoFundMe to file a lawsuit against Katie Joy Polson after previously Hip Pocket serviced her. He even after collection donations, as far as I'm aware, Steve never filed that lawsuit. Mania has asked Steve multiple times for receipts. It was even offered as a conditional in the GoFundMe itself that receipts were to be shown. After multiple attempts and no receipts being shown by Steve, Mania then filed those refund requests, providing credible evidence that the lawsuit was never filed. Without the lawsuit, that GoFundMe is moot. It has been over 2 years now, and the GoFundMe is still live somehow. The deadline to file that lawsuit has long since passed. As someone that has quite good understanding of the US legal system, I can state that Steve has zero legal recourse. But Steve has the convo accounted for. I have seen it. I wasn't lying, and I posted what Steve had said happened. So either Mania is lying or Steve. Keon, it's Steve who's lying. He will tell you anything with the hope that you look no further and don't ask him hard questions. Have you tried to compare his claims against those who say other things? Feline also responded and said Mania is willing to provide evidence to support her end of the story, so why are you refusing to keep an open mind? And I am now prepared to keep an open mind. I won't just take Steve's word for it. I'll start asking for proof. I mean, that's great and all. Thanks. You guys made a mess of this thread, by the way. This is very difficult to follow, so I'm just going to follow one thread here. And then, how are you going to ask for proof from, say, Chesh or Mania when you have them blocked? Talk to me like a decent human being with respect. Yeah, saying, hey, let's have a conversation, apparently. Not treating him like a human, nor with respect. And quite frankly, respect is earned. And any respect that you had does not exist at this point. Like, are you kidding me? Your behavior and the way... It wasn't even like all the posts that was the loss of respect. It was your response when asked to have a conversation about what you said. Because when I asked, I hadn't even seen the transcript part yet. I just saw him make that one statement. I'm like, we should talk about this. And then I kept going and was like, oh, this is good. Then he freaked out. Talk to me like I'm a decent human being with respect. Then maybe you should, if you want people to treat you like that, you should have the same decency, asshole. And then we will get on great, but speak to me like trash, then you'll lose all cred with me. So he doesn't care about whether or not somebody actually has credibility or what's being said has validation. He only cares about the way you speak to him. He only cares about himself and his feelings, and about the way he feels like he's being treated, regardless of how he's actually being treated. He doesn't care about any of those things. All he cares is, treat me with kids' gloves and talk nice to me, please, mommy. That's it. It's that simple. I'm sick and tired of being spoken down to, and I won't take it anymore. Tell me again how asking you to have a conversation is speaking down to you. You shouldn't look at it, you should look at that from their perspective, though. You've just taken Steve's word for it and ran with it without doing due diligence, without cross-checking. Just because someone has evidence to purportedly support their claim doesn't entail their claim is true. In this instance, you proffered those transcripts as supporting evidence to Steve's claims. However, there are several crucial elements within that transcript that show that it do not support Steve's claim. What Manya probably referred to is not thoroughly reading it through. Within the transcript, it shows the agent stating that they cannot go into any specifics, much more than the category of fraud cannot be given. Now there are a number of ways something can fall under that category, not just unauthorized payment. The agent just gives a possibility, which is highlighted by the keyword might. It signifies that the agent doesn't know themselves under what circumstances the refund had been requested, or that they can't speak on it even if they do, because it's confidential. So you could have known already that Steve's claim was unsupported, but never mind that. What happened has happened. The important part is now, what are you going to learn from this? You made a mistake. Everyone does make mistakes. It's about moving forward. That should be looked into now. She's shown me the proof she needed, and I took a copy. I have it. So what are you gonna do? Right? Like, what are you going to do with it? I already got it from Manya. I blocked her afterward because she accused me of not reading her profile, not knowing if I couldn't read. She assumed. I won't take crap from any woman. Sorry. You mean that she said, "Can you fucking read?" And you're saying, not knowing if I couldn't read, she assumed? You're on Twitter. You have to have some type of literacy to be on Twitter. You can't. What are you talking about? This makes no sense. So you'll only take crap from men? Is that why Steve has so easily manipulated you? Fucking big oof. Like, what is this misogynistic fucking bullshit? Like, that's all it is. It's just bullshit. So that's his response, by the way, to being told he was wrong, being shown to be wrong, now starting to acknowledge he was wrong, was then, I invited him and he told me to fuck off and leave him alone, otherwise he's gonna report me for doing this video today. Because I tagged him and said, "You're welcome to come if you would like to chat," since he apparently was learning and was apparently like, "Oh, well, apparently I was wrong about this. I'm not interested, now fuck off." So apparently he's gonna report me, so good luck. I don't know what you're gonna report me for. And his other response is to, let me just grab this real quick. Sorry, uno momento. Enjoy not Bulbasaur not being there for a second. Let me just pull this up real quick. He deleted that comment, by the way, from what I can tell. It is no longer showing. There were a couple comments that he made that were also, like, in that misogynistic territory that were removed on Twitter. But if you look at this is the video, by the way, that it's oh, sorry, not that one. Wrong one. This is the video that this comment was under, by the way. This is EKC People's Trucks channel. And if I go down here, here it is, Jesse's comment. These are the ones that I screenshotted and showed you already. Sorry, I'm just gonna scroll right down. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. He said, remember when he said he removed it? Yeah, he removed the transcript. He didn't remove his accusations. According to my sources, Steve is in fact telling the truth, and the proof to back it up, and I've seen the proof. He is right on this one. You may not like him, but that doesn't mean you have to out him as a liar if he isn't one. Do your research. So he's left his accusations, the unprompted ones, not that he only left out the fucking, he took the transcript out. That's the only one he deleted. So he left all of his accusations and conclusions about Manya. Why is the chat messed up? Oh, sorry, I'll fix that. That'll fix in a second. I apologize. My bad. That'll fix itself. Just a second. But he then decided to add more to this. I'm only going on what I've been told. Manya posted stuff. Manya has posted the screenshots. So if you'll notice, he came back. Right? Last thing we saw, he was given this by Steve. However, I will ask him. Thanks for the transcript. Just as I suspected, nowhere does it say this. Might I suggest you look at all sides if you have a platform that's balanced? We saw that. He came back and said, I'm only going by what I've been told. I don't know what's what, and what I wasn't there for. Now, if we grab the, let me just go back to 0 here so chat stops being messed up. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Where is, I might need to pull it up on a different screen real quick. Monty, did you send me your link to your Yeah, here
I
we
just
go.
sent you a screenshot
Yeah.
of the Jesse's
These
comment.
are exactly what I was looking for. Thank you very much. I can just close this. Boop. So he had added this comment, which I guess now he's deleted, where he said, "It's funny that this Manya person now suddenly doesn't know who Manya is. Suddenly he doesn't know who Manya is. It's funny that this Manya person treats me like a piece of shit on Twitter, then has a go at me for supposedly spreading misinformation, and then goes ahead and deletes the 2 videos she posted just for transcript purposes. Sus if you ask me." So for anybody who doesn't know, Manya posted 2 videos that have been removed from, I believe, Farron's channel. I think both of them are from Farron's channel, are they not? On her own channel, so that way she had access to them. She put them as private because they weren't her content. That's why they were moved to private, because they're not hers. But she wanted access to them and wanted to be able to have access to them. That's why. It was stated publicly. We knew this. You're the only one who doesn't know this. But it's not really surprising that you don't know this, because you don't seem to fucking know anything. You just assume the worst about people because somebody else told you they were a bad person. Then we have one more screenshot here because, of course, legal proceeding against YouTubers My Truth donor claim ticket. Ticket number, Safety Trust Team, GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com. Hello, Manya. Thanks for following up. Unfortunately, we are unable to take screenshots showing our internet tools. However, I can copy and paste the content of your complaint for you. Quote, concerns about how the money is being used. The funds were not used as stated on the campaign. Requesting a refund because they have not filed the case yet, as it says in paragraph 1, line 5, then why have they withdrawn the money? If you need anything else, please feel free to follow up on this thread, and our customer care team will be able to further assist you. Best regards, Val, GoFundMe Trust and Safety Team. Wow, go figure. And guess what? I have one more thing to show you guys. If you go to my video, I talk about the GoFundMe guarantee and what GoFundMe does and like how it works. So if anybody did want their money back from Steve's legal proceedings, I would like to point out real quick, this fucking GoFundMe is still up. It's still up. He can still get money. You can still donate to it. He had to edit this GoFundMe because it was against GoFundMe's terms of service. It's still against GoFundMe's terms of service. It was against GoFundMe terms of service at the time because of its nature. If you look at GoFundMe's specific rules, which are buried, by the way, if you want to find them, I'll start pulling them up when Manya comes back in to talk. I went over this, all of this. This is still there. The funds were never used for what they said they would be used for. This GoFundMe is still against YouTube's terms of service to this day. As of right now, you can report this fundraiser because it is currently against the terms of service. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I can tell you that at this point, I've fucking posted about it. I fucking told people about it. I fucking went and reported it myself. Because I'm not going to tell you guys to do something I'm not willing to say and do on my own. I reported this shit. Because this is absurd. It's been 2 years. And it's still sitting here. Are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely fucking not. That is completely unreasonable. Fuck off. So, I digress. Manya. How are you?
Oh.
I'm gonna have to catch up. I'm gonna have to catch up on chat as well.
Yeah. Jesse, what the fuck, man? Seriously. Okay. Let's start from one thing. Jesse had been following me since December 12th. Around December 12th, if I'm not wrong, of this year. And I followed him back because I was like, okay, I knew that he's a flight risk. So that's why I followed him back. If he goes private or something like that. Now he's blocked me. So yeah, Jesse, you mean you followed me without checking who I am? Is that so? Okay. Whose fault is that? Yours. Also, about the videos on the YouTube channel that went private. When the premiere was happening, because I'm new to you, I don't use YouTube that much. I didn't know that premieres go public and are done publicly. That they are not done like to specific people. You add, in your chat or something. So he came in and he copy pasted the whole copyright shit under one of the premieres, and I was like, yes, I understand. I'm just doing this for transcripts. I couldn't find a good software online, and I didn't want to pay for one. So I was like, I'll use YouTube for it. And that's why I put up those videos up, and the transcripts are there, and I can go to timestamps with specific phrases or words and everything to get to get information. That's all it was about, Jesse. Don't try to deflect from your own actions that you did. And it's funny, see why I'm calling you out, you coward piece of shit? You use other creators to spread misinformation. Shame on you. Fucking shame on you. Come out in the open and let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Let me see what you got. And to all the creators who just repeat, actually not repeat even, copy paste whatever Steve sends them, what the fuck are you doing with your brains? Why do you even have brains? Seriously.
Who even has brains?
Jesse, do you know what the word spreading means or spread means? It's repeating something on another platform or under another video. That's spreading misinformation, you baka. So yeah, don't go around pretending, that you didn't know me. You probably knew me. You just panicked. I was so nice to you. Usually I'm not nice. I don't start off as nice. Ever. I started off nice and I said, okay, I'll give you the screenshot of my email. And you're like, huh? And you want me to believe you? You believe Steve just like that. So why not me? Why aren't you extending the same courtesy to me? Why is Steve the special case? Because of his channel numbers? Is that so? Idiot. Fucking nincompoop. And I'm fucking sick and tired of these these YouTubers who are, if I might say, in the orbit around these other YouTubers and come in and start repeating bullshit, and when people are like, what the fuck, act like victims. I'm fucking tired of it. If you are so fragile that you can't take criticism and you get your fifis hurt because someone's asked you what are you doing, why are you doing this on purpose, then you're not made for the internet. Go away. Fuck off. Internet doesn't owe you respite for your fifis.
Nobody owes anybody anything, apparently, because Steve doesn't have to justify his claims that you committed fraud, committed crime. So why the fuck?
Why not?
But as far as Jesse is concerned, I could sit here and say, hey, Jesse's a piece of shit and he's a misogynistic asshole and hates women. And I shouldn't have to show anything or do anything. That's just a valid thing to just do and say. And that's not even crime. But I didn't do that. I showed you what he said. And before I even said anything, chat was already like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
This guy
and also,
is unfucking believable.
Also, I'm sick and tired. I don't get it. These smaller YouTubers or whatever, any size YouTubers don't realize that Steve is using them to spread misinformation because he's a coward himself, because he doesn't want all the scrutiny to come on him. So he's using them to spread misinformation, and any flack that comes his way is absorbed by these motherfuckers.
Well, because
down the
that's
rabbit
what
hole.
Jesse was kind of saying, but instead of taking responsibility for his own actions and going back to Steve being like, what the fuck, bro, you set me up, he's like, women bad. Fucking excuse me? Sir, this is a Wendy's?
Nani?
What?
So, yeah, I was ready to give Jesse some charity because of what happened in the past between him and AZ. I know AZ kicked his shit to the curb. She just like kicked him out of the community. He was blown out of the community, and this is how he decided to try and come back. And after all this bullshit, he messages me. He fucking messages me, and I'm like, the audacity of this person.
Yeah, he
to
blocked,
message me. You have the screenshot?
He blocked, right? Before he blocked. Let me grab that. Hold on. Yeah, I've got it. Let me pull it up.
And this is the same shit that moderate extremists pulled off. Same shit. Come in my DMs to try and influence Shesh or try and stop me from, defending myself so they can look fucking good in front of everyone and look, what do you say, what's the word?
Innocent. Not like
No,
idiots.
not innocent. Credible. Credible, that's the word.
So he can pretend that he's got credibility, right? So basically what you're telling me is Jesse wants you to forego defending yourself against accusations of crimes that he's making because he doesn't want to look bad because he just, took off of what Steve said and still has to, as of right now, he's still put that out there. Nobody asked him to delete anything. He ran off and deleted something that was irrelevant to even be deleted in the first place. Like, hello.
Yeah, it was irrelevant.
Completely irrelevant.
I would have been impressed if he had deleted his whole accusation and any, conversation he had regarding that accusation. That would have been acceptable. But as you saw on Twitter, I said I don't give a fuck because I'm going to defend myself and I'm going to address you directly, publicly. You did this publicly. I'm gonna do this publicly. Fucking baka.
Yeah, whatever decision he decides to make to quote-unquote make this right is a him decision, right? That's not a because this, then that.
Yeah.
We can make suggestions about how to approach this type of thing properly when you get fucking shit all over your shoes because you decided to step waist deep into Steve's fucking sewage. But that's ultimately, the fact that you smell is a you problem.
And before we go into this DM, so yeah, Jesse came under Shesh's community post and said, "Oh, I'm gonna report you. Leave me the fuck alone." And I was like, "Challenge accepted. Come at me, bitch."
Report for what? You think that people shouldn't have the right to defend themselves against the accusations that you're making, whether or not you're making them on behalf of somebody else?
And it wasn't like I was being nice to this dude on purpose.
Why are you doing shit on behalf of Steve?
Why? First question, why? There's some, personal, motivation or something. But I was not nice to him on
purpose. My foot up your ass.
When I said...
Sorry.
When I said to him under Veda's video that they ganged up on him. It was true under that live stream that Nikki did, "Oh, what the fuck happened here?" When Jesse went on, they did gang up on him.
Yeah, that happened.
And I was sympathetic with that. And I was like, dude, this is not the way to do it. Okay? So and for me to then go to and then you accuse me of shit without verifying anything, and you expect me to just stay quiet. Fuck you. There you go.
Well, for somebody who was so upset about somebody saying that he was lying, that's a pretty hypocritical.
Stop messaging me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, if you want to Chesh to do something or if you want to communicate to Chesh, go to Chesh and DM her. Don't come in my DMs. Fuck you. I'm not her secretary, for fuck's sake. I'm not her assistant. Alright? I'm her co-host. So if you have shit with me, okay, come and talk to me. But if you have shit with Shesh, go and talk to Chesh. And if you want to talk to us both, then ask us both and we will set up a call and,
there's literally an open call line right now that I have available, that I keep available. This entire time we've been covering these people and this horse shit and this kind of general side of internet stuff, I have left an open call and an open invitation for any of these people to fucking hit me up. And the only thing I've been hung up with is Erin sending me shit unprompted that she should absolutely have not been sending me. She sent me so many fucking court documents that are sealed. Shit I'm not supposed to have. You want to know what the first thing I did was? I fucking emailed the court clerk. You want to know how I found out who the court clerk was? From the paperwork she fucking sent me. That she shouldn't have sent me. I'm like, are you fucking high? Are you fucking stupid? What are you doing? Are you kidding me?
Baka.
What the fuck? I didn't, like,
So
take
Aaron
all those
did that.
fucking things and blast them all over the internet. Why would I do that? Because not only am I not supposed to have them, but you people aren't supposed to see them either, because they're sealed fucking court documents. Interestingly enough, they did not prove the thing that they, in fact, definitively proved that she was doing the thing she wasn't supposed to be doing, so I guess she can't read, but whatever. Anyway, this DM. This is Jesse saying, cheers for the follow, appreciate it. You gave a thumbs up, he gave a thumbs up, no worries, take care. December 12th, 2023. I apologize for blocking you, and someone has spoken to me regarding this situation between you and Steve. And I understand now. Honestly, it wasn't my intention to speak shit about you, Manya. I was only stating what Steve was telling me. I deeply apologize, and I will from now on rely on the evidence and not what I've been told. Then a screenshot of Manya saying, can you read my Twitter handle, or you can't read English? Are you acting this illiterate on purpose? Any comment about the screenshot? And he says, believe it or not, I unblocked you because I was sorry for the way I spoke to you. Which, coming from me, is an achievement. Oh, good for you. Adorable.
Oh, do you want a star?
As somebody who's,
do you want
like,
a trophy, or do you want a star smacked on your fucking forehead?
Well, somebody who made a tweet demanding that people treat him as a human and be respectful while treating everybody else like shit initially. Apparently, treating you like doing the thing he's demanding from other people is an achievement. He deserves a pat on the head and a sticker.
Wow.
But stating that I might be dyslexic. What?
I didn't know that. I where did I say dyslexic in that fucking tweet? Where? Huh? Nani?
You know who's been told they probably have dyslexia by multiple people? This guy. Hi. It's me.
This goblin. I'm not surprised. Goblins, having dyslexia.
The number of times Feline's been like, Chesh, do you have dyslexia? And I'm like, probably.
Yeah.
It's happened a few. I'd probably have, 20 cents. I had a nickel. But stating that I might be dyslexic and not giving an ounce of thought that perhaps maybe I can't read puts me back. Dude, you are on Twitter. What are you talking about? She said she didn't call you dyslexic. Shit. She asked if you're acting illiterate on purpose.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's all this is sounded like to me. I'm like, are you trying to sound illiterate on purpose so that I have to do double the job and I get frustrated and I just drop it? Is that what your thing is? And I asked if you can read English is because I don't trust the American system. When I type, British English. So I was like, maybe it's the English is something different about, what he understood. So I was like, you can't read English?
Does Chesh have dyslexia? No, she is dyslexia.
Chesh, if we can go and see exactly to what I was replying that to, that would be great.
So no, I am not sorry. For this statement alone, you can go fuck yourself. So now you're saying because you had your feelings hurt by something you perceived she said, which she did not say, you think that it's okay and that you're justified in saying she committed fucking credit card fraud? What a weird fucking turn of events.
Fucking moron.
What a strange fucking way
moron.
To do things.
Yeah.
This, by the way, is the GoFundMe terms of service. Because this is where you have to go and find whether or not something on GoFundMe is fraudulent. This was revised in July of 2023. But let me grab the screenshot you're talking about, right? This is the...
why I said that. Okay. Let's go. Let's see what the fuck was going on there.
Let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, this made me... I got so annoyed by this scenario that I actually did go and finally make another Twitter account. You can see you can see when it was made, December. I made this yesterday. I'm following PlayStation because it made me. I named the account Chesh2 Boogaloo. Alright, let me go find Manya here. Manya, where are you?
Eh.
I should follow Red's rhetoric. Alright. There's her posting it again, yada yada yada.
I'm like, yeah, I'll do the favor for you and spoon feed you like a fucking toddler. There you go.
Oh, I think he's mad.
Bulbasaur.
It's right.
It's coming. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
What you do now? Can you read my Twitter? Here it is. The post was deleted by the author.
Hold on, I am quite sure we would have gotten a screenshot somewhere of it. Somewhere.
Remember where I said there was some other shit that he said that he deleted?
Yeah. Hold on a minute.
Who's the one being sussy again?
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Post was deleted by the author. Post was deleted by the author. There's a couple of these.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see like if I've got a screenshot. If I took a screenshot of his bullshit before.
Looks like it. He's still going to other creators behind the scenes, spreading false accusations against me. Post was deleted. That GoFundMe fraud accusation is about me, you blithering idiot. Post was deleted, and then this is the one underneath it. It's where he was like, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
But I am talking about you.
Well, it sounded okay if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't have it. Sorry.
He was getting confused between me and Manya on Twitter.
Yeah, are you Manya? Yeah,
are you Manya? Are you Chesh? Da. And Manya was like, "What? You can't read my Twitter handle? Are you serious right now?" It's not like mine and Manya's Twitter handles look very the same at the moment.
No.
Like,
this is a goblin.
This is me.
This is Manya.
This is Manya. This is what her Twitter handles look like. They both do say crazy Twitter lady, I'll give him that much, but they do say Chesh and Manya.
Maybe that's why he got... But the tag name is there.
The tag name is there,
and profile picture is different.
The pictures are the... Yeah. The pictures are the indicator. Chesh Steve to Jesse be like, you're my friend now, we're accusing people of fraud later, Merry Christmas. Ho, motherfucker.
Christmas and
again, I like to reiterate because these people really like to fucking talk about how, oh, well, people are doing this on Christmas. It's the holidays. This was on Christmas. This was on the 24th and the 25th. Bruh. We're giving way too much mental credit. Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys something fun here. So this is the GoFundMe terms of service, right? Subject to these terms of service amended by the time blah blah blah, arbitration, jury trial, and class action waiver except blah 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 blah, access the use of service, blah 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 blah, solicited no donations. If you are a donor to a non-profit organization, blah blah blah. Organizers, if you're an organizer, your registration obligation, charities, chargeback refunds, and how they work. Da 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 da. There is a list right here. Here we go. The following is examples of user content and or use that is illegal or prohibited by GoFundMe. This list is not exhaustive, and we reserve the right to remove any fundraiser and or investigate any user who, in our sole discretion, violates any of the terms or spirit of these terms of service or other policies, such as the GoFundMe giving guarantee or the beneficiary guarantee. As we investigate your fundraiser, a user or user content, we may consider all available material, including but not limited to social media, related news, and any other information that we, in our sole discretion, deem relevant to our review. We further reserve the right without limitation to ban or disable users, blah, 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 blah. Without limiting the foregoing, you agree and represent warrant and covenant. A. Not to use the services to raise funds to establish or contribute to any fundraiser with the implicit or explicit purposes of promoting or involving 1. The violation of any law, regulation, industry requirement, or third-party guidelines to agreement by which you are bound, including those payment cards providers and transaction processors that you utilize in connection with the service. Fundraisers that are fraudulent, misleading, inaccurate, dishonest, or impossible. Meaning, if you have no legal recourse and you do not file your legal recourse within the allotted time and it gets dismissed, your fundraiser is outside of the GoFundMe's terms of service. You dumb motherfucker. Steve's GoFundMe has been against terms of service the whole time. Offensive, graphic, perverse, sensitive, or sexual conduct. The funding of a ransom, human trafficking, exploitation, vandalism, bribe, or bounty. Do you think that the way they go after Katie Joy counts as a bounty? Manya?
What? Sorry. I was focusing on...
Do you think that the way they go after Katie Joy and the way that Steve promoted this GoFundMe makes Katie out to be a bounty? To take her down?
Yeah.
Like a bounty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we also point out that...
My thing is...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go on. My thing is like, why is it still open, Steve? You have no legal recourse. And if you think you are going to get something through other people's defamation lawsuit against Katie Joy, then you are full of shit. That's not a legal recourse. That's vicariously living through someone else on internet. And that's not healthy.
Number 8. Feline says, in my opinion, it would be a no from a legal perspective. This doesn't have to be from a legal perspective. This is from GoFundMe's perspective, and may or may not be against the spirit of GoFundMe. The content that reflects, incites, or promotes behavior that we deem in our sole discretion, so not legally, but in their discretion, to be an abuse of power or in support of terrorism, hate, violence, harassment, bullying, discrimination, terrorist financing, or intolerance of any kind reflects an abuse of power relating to race, ethnicity, national origin, religious affiliation, sexual orientation, sex, gender identity, gender expression, disability, or disease. Legal defense of alleged financial and violent crimes. The user content that reflects suicide or self-harm, publication of user content such as a mugshot that causes reputational harm, again, such as a mugshot as an example, but causes reputational harm. Gambling, gaming, blah, blah, blah. Aggression of funds owed to third parties, factoring, or other activities intended to obfuscate the origin of the funds. Investment loans, equity, yada yada. Receipt or grant of cash advances and lines of credit to yourself or another person or the purposes other than those purposes clearly stated in the fundraiser or for credit repair or debt settlement services, such as,
I want to report this GoFundMe.
Maybe that Steve is not able to reimburse himself for costs he's already fucking gotten.
Incurred.
GoFundMe is not for that. It's against the terms of service. So if he used the money to reimburse himself for legal
this is very unsettling.
like that $9,000 that he allegedly said in that fucking transcript, which there aren't receipts for, is all against GoFundMe's fucking terms of service. And again, the way you navigate to this is to go to GoFundMe. It is buried in their terms of service right here.
GoFundMe terms of...
Right there. GoFundMe terms of service.
At the bottom.
If you want to read this on your own and check it out, please do, by all means. Now, there's also this. For answering law things. If I posted a GoFundMe not explicitly naming anyone to aid in collecting funds for future lawsuits, am I in violation? Customer, if I posted a GoFundMe not explicitly naming anyone to aid in collecting funds for future lawyers, am I in violation of the terms of a temporary protective order I was served? I understand that you are concerned about potentially violating a restraining order. Can you please provide more details? Customer, the restraining order says respondent to cease all social media postings about or in regard to the petitioner. Have you consulted with a criminal lawyer or received any legal advice regarding this matter? My GoFundMe stated this. On November 3rd, I received a temporary protective order from an individual who assisted in concealing my husband to avoid being served with his own temporary protective order, assisting him in evading law enforcement, and assisted him in hiding my daughter. I now need to retain another attorney to help me contest this order, as mine is unavailable on the day needed. As these accusations are highly false and baseless, it will cost an extra $2,500 to enlist a local attorney for my court appearance at the end of this month to face that individual. I would greatly appreciate any assistance from those of you who can provide it, and truly am humbled by your support thus far. Is there anything else a lawyer should know before I connect you? Rest assured they'll be able to help you. Not yet. Hello, my name is Blah. I've been with an attorney assisting you today. I know your situation is complicated. Please be patient if I do not respond for a few minutes, as I may be completing another customer's answer, blah, blah, blah. As long as you do not state the names or any information that would give rise to know who you are talking about, it is not a violation. I didn't state any names, but this person would assume I suggested it was about her, and I was told this will go to a judge to decide if it could be potentially arrested tomorrow. Yes, if you insinuate the person, that is a violation. So, Steve making a case, not making it about Katie Joy, that everybody knows it's about Katie Joy, that he posted videos saying it was about Katie Joy, making this GoFundMe, is against GoFundMe's terms of service. If Veda, Aaron, Steve, or anybody on their behalf makes statements or suggests or implies giving them money for any legal purposes, they are outside of the fucking protective order they all have from Charlotte. These fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Jesse going around posting extra shit on Steve's behalf in Aaron's comment section for Aaron to try to defame or slander or smear me and Manya because they don't like that we've exposed their bullshit in regards to this Charlotte shit with links to all of their fucking give me money shit, two fucking comments that boost the visibility to get them money on their YouTube channels, to their Cash Apps, to their PayPals, is all in violation of protective orders. It's all in violation of any GoFundMes. It's in violation of terms of service when you use services like this. Fuck off. Violation, you done. You're welcome. So if any of you in the future are looking to open a GoFundMe and it's related to legal shit, talk to your fucking lawyer. For fuck's sakes. Whew. You're welcome. You're muted, Maya. But, you're muted. Manya, you're broken. You're broken. Stop being broken. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm broken. Yeah.
There you go. Hi, welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah,
so that's what I said. I was like,
I didn't even go over all of them.
Yeah, no. The thing is that I said it when in another live stream. Go consult a lawyer before you get into bullshit. Not after the fact. Now you are already in shit and you want to now retain a lawyer. It's too late after that. You're already in violation of your arrows. Like, what? How many times? I think so. We have lost the count. And have you told your audiences that, yeah, if I'm going to use, have you told your audiences that you might use whatever they're sending you on PayPal or other Cash Apps, you're using that for legal reasons, and that you will provide receipts? Have you done that for your audience? They deserve that transparency. Not the fact that they want it or not. They deserve it. They're paying for your bullshit. And Steve, your GoFundMe is in violation of their terms of service.
Mhm.
The receipts you posted on that prove it. Fucking moron. And he posted those receipts after the fact when I got my refunds. After I got my refunds.
Yeah, he didn't post any receipts until
March
after
16th.
Manya was like,
Go and
no.
look at the so go and look at the dates. For me, it was March 16th. I got my refund, and March 19th was the day that Steve put in the receipts of previous reimbursements that he got, previous costs he has incurred.
Yep. None of them are there. I think there was only one, and I think that EMP or BAPT looked at that receipt and said that there's some sussy shit about that receipt. So even the one he did post is not. Not only is that not $9,000, which he apparently told the GoFundMe agent, so not only is that not $900, or sorry, $9,000, but also it's suspect. And this is the shit with this when it comes to Jesse. All this information has been out for years. This information has been available the whole time. It's in videos. It's on Twitter. It's available in more than one way by more than one person. You were so happy to have Manya follow you, but as soon as Steve said something that was like, no, she's this, you were immediately there fucking just believe. You didn't even check. You didn't even look. And what happened?
You didn't come to me. You were following me.
What happened when one person asked you to have a conversation? You flipped your lid, freaked the fuck out, panicked, started not realizing who you were talking to, ended up deleting posts left, right, and center to try to appease people who weren't even mad at you. I'm not fucking angry at you. I think you're a fucking idiot.
I am.
No,
I am now. I am.
Now, yeah.
You fucking accuse me of bullshit. First, yeah. Chesh, I've sent you a screenshot that Steve posted on the GoFundMe. Look at the date on that screenshot and look at the when was the filing that expired. Steve's filing. It expired in July 2022, if I'm not wrong, right? Look at the date on the right hand side. Payment date.
Account. Payment made December 16th, 2021.
That's the previous cost.
Yep.
Bitch.
What was
you
the
are
date?
For someone who acts. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
For someone who screams like I have integrity, this is not someone who has integrity, clearly. And then gaslight his audience into believing that they can't get their refunds if they wish to. Because that's what he's worried about. That's why he attacks me. That's why he's telling everyone, if you do it this way, it's a fraud. Don't go around doing fraud, okay? And keep that money. That's how he's gaslighting his audience, whoever even maybe remotely thinking about getting a refund.
Intrigue wants to say
RNGD Gaming got it.
That the address is also iffy. Yeah, there's a lot of things about the receipts that Steve posted and the way he behaved around people being like, "What the fuck, bro?" I mean, I think it's reasonable for people who are Non Sequitur Show fans to feel like they have been ripped off for 2 to 3 years worth of their time, money, and support for a channel and a show that Steve promised to people that he never provided. The only time that show was provided as it was fucking stated and as it was said that it was supposed to be was while I was still there.
Yeah. And if you go and check the receipts that he has provided, they go all the way back to July 2021.
Yep.
And the filing, the filing or the hip pocket service expired in July or August of 2022. Right. So these costs are incurred before the whole shit. And he has said everywhere that he has reimbursed himself. He has said it publicly that for
That was
some
the
reason
argument.
people are not like, what the fuck.
That was the argument that I said when I talked about this initially when I first brought it up, and I'm like, this
Yes.
GoFundMe should be turned off, and it probably should have been turned off as soon as Steve did not file, or at least when Steve knew he wasn't going to file, and all those funds should have been returned. Because GoFundMe cannot be used for reimbursement, and even if it was being used for reimbursement, that's not what you said in the GoFundMe. And at the end of my video, there's a black space, and then right afterward I come back and I'm like, I can hear this argument now. He's going to say that he used the money for these funds, and this is what he's going to say. And what happened? That's what he said. That's what Aaron said, because Aaron was supporting it at the time. Because quote-unquote Steve has the best chance. He is still saying on that GoFundMe, after posting the receipts, after it's past the court date, that he's still seeking legal repercussions. There are none. There are zero. Clown Town. And this is the problem, right? We can acknowledge that Jesse was treated unfairly. But that does not mean that Jesse gets a pass to just fucking make accusations and be blatantly wrong and stating blatantly wrong shit as if it's a fact. It doesn't matter who Jesse is and who he's friends with and who he's not friends with. I don't give a shit if he doesn't like Veda. I don't give a shit if he's calling her out. Good, he should call her out for whatever the fuck needs to be called out for. It's a separate issue to say that you are wrong about this other thing. I don't give a shit if you like Steve or don't like Steve. These are facts.
Yeah.
These are just the facts of the matter. You can come to whatever fucking conclusion you want. It doesn't validate what is being said. What validates it is what people try to say. Oh, I'm gonna go by facts. I'm gonna go by evidence. Yeah, you are. Sure you are. I believe you. These people all have the same fucking problem. It's the same.
And he started this GoFundMe because Katie Joy countersued him. That was after his hip pocket service.
Yep.
So yeah, Steve, you want to like sneak around and and tell other YouTubers to spread your misinformation and the falsities and false accusations. I see you. These morons are sycophants who think that they might get some benefit by repeating shit for you, by doing favors for you, and then they face us. We are like, what the fuck? We will hold you accountable. Anyone who comes into our live chat or under our comments should realize by now, we will hold you accountable for your actions, and we expect you to do the same for us.
Yeah.
Or with us. But don't go with ad hominems. That's very different. Ad hominems are different than talking about facts.
Cash Big Me is
all right?
scary.
And don't come in around and thinking
We're
that
women,
you can
Manya,
be condescending.
shut up.
Yeah. Throw your weight around and think that we are going to be like sycophants and we'll be like, oh yeah. Come on up. We'll discuss whatever your version of the story is. No. I'm going to ask you questions because I don't want to look like an idiot. If I post something you send me as evidence and I don't verify it properly, I will look like an idiot, like Jesse did here. I'm not going to be a Jesse, sorry.
Absolutely.
I have too much self-respect for me, man.
Like I said,
and integrity.
We even took Jesse at his word that Steve did send him this stuff to post. Yeah. We took your word on that. We were just like, okay, sure. And? But we don't have to take your word on that either. If you wanted to be 100% skeptical about anything Jesse says, which I think is fair and reasonable, you would say, how am I supposed to verify that Steve's the one who did this? How am I supposed to verify that Steve's responsible for your action? What are you, a Muppet? Was Steve got his hand shoved so far up your ass he's talking out of your mouth?
Yeah, he was like, oh, Steve told me, that's why I posted it. So you have no backbone to say, Steve, I have not verified this shit yet. I would like to go through it before I start posting it.
Jump, monkey! Dance! Clap for Steve! This is the shit. Jesse is doing the shit that people accused me of doing for Steve. But you'll notice that my previous content and my previous actions look nothing like this from when I was working with Steve. Because if they did look like that, the audience that is here right now watching and who has been here and watching the whole time for over a year would not be here. Welcome to the garbage can, motherfucker!
Yeah, this is the garbage can you don't want to, like, dive into. And if you dive into, then play the game. When we start playing your games, you're not ready for it. Especially all that anti-Katie Joy group over there. Aaron, Farron, Veda, down the rabbit hole. Fucking Jesse now. Susan. Renelle, you're not ready. You're not ready. You don't have the competence to address how we address things. That's why you motherfuckers have not done any response video. Because you're scared, you have no fucking clue how to do that. And that's why you just come back with ad hominems, like calling Cheshire dog. Nonsense is dog.
Where have I needed nonsense
very classy.
Where have I needed nonsense for anything? No offense to nonsense, because I don't care. I don't need nonsense's help to watch your content. Why? Do you need each other's help to watch mine?
Yeah, and Farron was like so distressed that she had to like watch your video about that Steve wasn't swatted that she watched it with Veda on her channel on a live stream. That's how weak they are. And then they expect us, like, why are you coming after me? Because you repeated bullshit, man.
I can't.
And it's not like just any bullshit.
Surprised, right? We can't be surprised that they have no confidence because none of them are doing the work themselves. They're all just. None of them are getting the evidence. None of them are making the calls. None of them are spending the time that I had to spend reading through GoFundMe's terms of service to know what it said and then think about it and how it applies, because it's a non-restrictive clause, which means it applies to things outside of the examples that are given. For anybody who doesn't know what that means, by the way, because I imagine there's too many people in this group that don't know. Fucking Jesse coming in here to fucking, I'm gonna report your ass, and all I can think of over and over again is this.
You come to my home uninvited and tell me how I should arrange my furniture? What a fool you are! Skeleton divine death!
Get out of here. Like, get out of here. Skeleton divine death blast!
And
weak sauce, dude. Like, weak sauce. And then, oh no, they're women, so therefore there's drama because I'm factually wrong.
That was like, thing. What the fuck? Where the fuck did that come from?
that comes from that kind of shit. That shit comes from the soul. That shit comes from the heart. That shit comes from, I'm a misogynistic asshole and I need to get out a free card because me and my bros are having trouble with our circle jerk because these damn women came in and said we're factually wrong about a thing and asked us to talk about it. Because the women never take responsibility for their actions, Manya.
Okay. And it wasn't like I was defending myself or addressing any willy-nilly bullshit. Yeah.
Poor men
it wasn't like I was addressing any bullshit.
Anya,
yeah, poor men.
How dare
big
you
a sacrifice.
Force Jesse and Steve to face consequences of their actions by you getting a GoFundMe from refund from Steve, which didn't affect his GoFundMe, by the way. That was refunded through the GoFundMe guarantee, so it didn't affect the amount of money that he had and was not taken from him in any way, shape, or form. He lost nothing. So all of the shit that I did to Steve when I took myself away, which is him losing nothing, because it didn't belong to him. Jesse thinks that we belong to Steve. That we owe Steve our presence. That we owe Steve our work. That we owe Steve our money. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Is that because we're women and he's a man? Is that why? Or is it because we're friends of his and we should just be treated like shit? and we should just accept being treated like shit because Steve's a
I
man and we're
actually
the
now
women.
believe.
So we can't be right because we're
Yeah,
too dramatic.
Yep. I
I'm
believe
gonna report
it
your
that
ass. Fuck
Steve
you.
is a
Yeah, we're the dramatic ones.
misogynistic piece of shit, because when Rez asked for his money, he was very cordial with him, even after what happened in the mod call.
Yep.
And when I repeated that request, he just ignored me. From there and then, I knew this motherfucker tries to hide his misogyny, but he cannot. It's the same thing. Let me tell you, if he is going to address anything around the refund situation, he's going to refund to RNGD Gaming. Take it from me. Take it from me. He's going to respond to RNGD Gaming. He's not going to respond to anything you and I have put out. That's how much predictable his misogyny is.
Oh yeah.
And his cowardice. And it's not like I was just willy-nilly like addressing claims. I was accused of a crime. I was accused of a crime.
I've been requested to play some stuff, and I will do so. I'm going to play them from the Discord, so I am gonna show the Discord. So, you know, our super secret Discord that nobody's ever allowed to see, literally ever. Though, you know, the one that everybody and anybody can get into. Yeah, that one. So I'm gonna play these. Let me just put the audio on so you guys can hear them. These are great. These are sent by RNGD Gaming.
Oh, nice. Yep. Let's go.
Let me just make sure this gets turned on properly, because Discord can be a little bit wonky sometimes, so hopefully the audio plays properly.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
I award you no points. There's this one.
Emotional damage.
And my eardrums are fucked.
Playing that one because I'm pretty sure that one gets copyright struck.
Yeah, that I don't think so. It's copyrighted because I used it on one of my videos. I didn't face anything. They let you know that it's from this clip and shit, but it shouldn't affect.
I would also like to point out that RNGD Gaming went the extra mile, and those are blank in the background. So I can literally just have that dude dance across the screen, and there'll be nothing behind him, and that's the extra mile. That's how you know someone cares. That's extra work, man.
That's someone who knows their shit, you know. And when they say, "Beta child, sit down and listen," what I'm telling you, you better sit down and listen what they're telling you.
Blonde One is asking a question, and I think, because that's one thing that we do like to keep open here, is we don't get mad when people ask questions. We get frustrated when people do passive-aggressive bullshit, or try to make claims and then back them the fuck up, rabbit. But, you know, we fucking no problem. Alex asked, can you sue him for libel? Do you mean Jesse, or do you mean Steve?
Yeah, which one?
Also, Blonde Ones asked... Sorry, I just want to make sure I can read all the questions, because there's a few of them.
Yeah.
Go with me now. Steve filed a second bankruptcy that was dismissed on 07/21. He would have needed to claim GoFundMe as income so long as he leaves it there. Is it possible that he used the funds for Charla? It's possible. You'd have to subpoena that
Oh yeah,
information.
it's possible.
It's very possible. It's not only possible that he used those funds, but I don't know how. Like, you said he filed for bankruptcy 07/2021.
This wasn't 2022, right? The Hip Pocket Service. No. Hip Pocket Service happened
Yeah.
in July of 2021.
And
Expired in 2022.
And when did we get the channel back?
2021. End of 2021.
And where did he say he accidentally sent that money to?
Kyle. Oh my god.
And you know what he never fucking ever provided evidence of? That he sent that
it to
money to Kyle.
There's a reason why I said I don't believe you, Steve, but now that when you tell me you have used the money for something you said you used the money for.
Yep.
So
and when was
yeah,
it? When
Steve,
was it? Padme might still be here. When was it that Steve was asking Padme to move money around on his behalf for his friend that he didn't inform them of, who is allegedly a suicidal meth addict? When was that again?
around before February 2022. Because this whole shit went down in February to March of 2022. So obviously before that. So around the same time where he sent the
shit that he's been up to.
Yeah. Steve, you want to accuse other people of, crimes? At me, bruh. You are now in trouble. January. And that was the month that the earnings that went to Kyle.
Blonde One says if Steve had claimed
allegedly,
it
apparently.
If Steve had claimed it within 90 days and didn't amend his BK bankruptcy, I believe, filing, it would have been fraud. He claimed 0 assets and I think $5,000 in debt. That was because it was 07, which is July.
I will see if I can find some sources that I can do some digging with, because Steve, I got money. I'll spend it if I have to. And get shit through legal channels instead of going around, sneaking around in people's messages to spread misinformation, you fucking baka.
But yeah,
you dense motherfucker!
Blonde is also asking that did he pull the GoFundMe so that he could file for bankruptcy?
It's still there. It did.
That I don't know.
Go. Yeah, someone did report it, isn't it? Or he said he had to, it was hidden because he had to change the description.
Could we go after Steve for libel? Yeah, you could probably do a defamation case, and you would do a mix of libel and slander, because spoken versus written, you would do both. Could Monty and I go after Steve? There's a case, but that would be incredibly expensive. And we'd have to do extra work because we're all public figures. So because all of us are public figures, it ups the bar. The thing is that with Steve, it'd be very easy to prove actual malice. The trick would be to be able to prove a loss in revenue, which I think I would have an easier time than Manya would of proving that. Specifically because you can look at my channel numbers, you can kind of look at what happened when the breakup happened, especially when how initially when these claims were first made and how those affected the channel and what had happened afterwards. On top of I could probably show reputational damage by going to the Drunken Peasants and to particularly Egghead and show what he was trying to say. We can use Jesse as an example of Steve told me this, that's really shitty, so that's reputational damage and potential lost revenue. And also you can throw in lost revenue that I should have received via non sequitur had Steve not done what he did. Manya, I think, would have an actual time proving monetary damage. Reputational damages, maybe. Monetary damages, I think, would be harder.
Very harder, yeah. And also, thanks, Padme, for confirming that. Yeah, it was in January of 2022. Steve, I don't believe you anymore, and I'm glad I got my refunds. I would have tried to get my DMCA refunds also, but I'm not going to be that petty. You can have that donation. And remember that I was there supporting you. You used my money to get shit done. Or buy shit, eat shit, drink shit. Shit in the toilet.
Drink enough to eat shit
I did.
Outside of Applebee's.
Yep, I did. So remember that, Steve. That's why I left it out. To constantly remind you that you depended on my money. And that knife, I will twist it now, because the way you're going to others and you're spreading misinformation about me, fuck you, bitch.
It's also one of those things where it's not only with the amount of the amount of emotional work, general work, and monetary work would be so incredibly expensive that I don't give a shit. I don't care what the fuck Steve says, and I don't care what idiots like Jesse think because they just believe what Steve have to say, because the fucking shit is already out there. It's already there. Anybody can go and look at it. There's a reason why Erin is getting shit on in her own comment section for trying to talk about this shit again. Because you know what she showed?
Because she
Fucking nothing. When
Nothing.
Reds did his video, which he showed fucking nothing.
fucking nothing.
There is nothing. There is nothing.
He made 4 points. He made 4 points. Me. Oh yeah, Manya scribbling over a Twitter profile. Friends don't pay friends. And also, what about the children in Ukraine?
But yeah.
That's it. Those are the 4. Whataboutism. That's what I'm saying. So 4.
Yeah, Steve.
Those are the points. That's your summary. Here you go. Thank you. You're welcome.
Steve alleging that he sent $16,000 for his kids' college.
I don't believe it.
Whatever she's going to.
Yeah, where did that money come from?
Yes,
yeah.
I don't. Apparently, you were filing bankruptcy. I don't believe. I had no idea about the bankruptcy filing, so I'm gonna have to look at that one.
Yeah,
no clue.
Interesting. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, we had no clue about that one.
Mm-hmm. So when was the date? Can you repeat the date for me? Yeah,
July 2021.
Look into Steve's bankruptcy filing, and I'm quite sure I can find it. I'm quite sure.
Yeah, little Bulbasaur having a heckin' snooze.
August 2021, right? August 7, right?
July.
Mm-hmm. August. You take August. I'll take August. That's fine.
07 is July. 07 2021 is July.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
August is 08.
Sorry. Yeah, so July. Gotcha. If I hadn't found it in August, I would have gone back. I would have gone back and find it. Back. Time exists.
There's time exists. It's a thing that happens. Do you have any idea, Manya, how many fallacies that we covered just with Jesse today?
Genetic, authority, ad hominem, and what else? Those are the 3 main ones that these people follow because they don't have facts.
Well, they're too lazy to look for them. Is it a fallacy to be a lazy piece of shit? Does that count? Hold my hand. It's one of those things where it's like, Jesse, I offered to basically walk through this with crayons with him, but now I'm concerned that if I brought him on here, he would eat my crayons too quickly before I could write on the board. Apparently it was dismissed 07/2021. So that's not when it was filed, it was when it was dismissed.
Got it. So
I know
it would
he had
have
a
been
bankruptcy
filed a little
claim
earlier.
from forever ago. If he had one
we knew about one
with him, it was lost on me.
Don't forget the my Fifi's fallacy.
Yes. What my Fifi?
What's that one? What's that? What's that fallacy? I think so, but that is so.
I think, therefore it's so. I feel, therefore it's so.
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything. I was like, hey, let's have a chat, and the dude lost his absolute fucking mind. He lost his mind so badly that he went all the way to misogyny. Like, that's how far he went.
Ableism, misogyny, yeah.
He did try to just fucking... He went through the context thing. Oh, you're taking me out of context. You're cutting me out of context.
Bitch.
I mean, if you want the whole thing, there it is. Dumb
there
fuck.
You go. You know why he panicked? Because Steve must have told him lies. Oh, they will attack you. They'll cook up shit about you. Look what they did. They're accusing me that my GoFundMe is not legit. Manya committed fraud, so they're gonna come after you. Maybe that's why he lost his shit. Because Steve is going.
He's a pussy.
He's a fucking pussy.
Sarah is pointing out the fallacy of you told me the truth 20 times. It means the 21st time is the truth. Yep.
repetitive
Yep.
repeat, and it may become the truth or fact.
No,
Yeah.
no, not that one. That you've told me the truth a number of times, therefore the next thing you're telling me is therefore the truth. Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
what
got
I
it.
see
So
as
that's
well. I don't remember which one it is,
that's
though.
genetic.
Appeal
Genetic
to
is it?
emotion?
That would
Yep.
be genetic.
No,
Yeah, appeal
genetic
to emotion.
appeal to
Yeah.
authority. That's the other one. We had a fallacious appeal to authority.
Yeah, I mentioned that too.
Yeah, genetic.
So yeah, this is how it's
authority,
done. You fucking
home.
morons. Yeah. Appeal to
Hasty
emotion. So
generalization.
4,
Yep.
minimum 4.
Hasty generalization. Yeah, we're gonna go through
5.
these in the upcoming weeks on the shit show on Tuesdays. And I'm gonna be pulling from like around the internet, so we're not gonna focus on these people. You're definitely going to be able to see how what I would recommend actually is if you are from like if you've come around this channel because of like the company stuff, I would recommend what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about those fallacies and I'm going to give examples. And what I would love to see you guys do is now take them, continue to watch the content that you normally watch, and see if any of them apply. So can you apply this fallacy to something Aaron has said, or Nikki has said, or Jesse has said, or Steve has said, or me? If you can find me doing it, fucking call me out, because I'm probably not doing it on purpose and I'm being stupid. Because committing a fallacy is not inherently malicious. It just sometimes happens because you can't think through everything always all the time. Curious if anyone saw Veda's community post. What I see is Farron sending her and Rev's DMs to her when she's claiming to be friends with Rev. I only saw a little bit of that. Manya, you saw a little bit of that too, right?
I saw them. Yeah, it's all.
On
She's
Facebook,
just trying
right?
to prove that. Yeah, she's just trying to prove the whole story that she came up with about yeah, who struck her live stream for with whatever private whatever claim. So yeah, so that's what she's trying to prove, that it was a setup. In a way, it was a setup.
Much as you call it,
I am
appeal
not
to authority. Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm not going to be surprised if it was, because this whole company works as a well-oiled machine, and they know what mode to fall in or slide in the moment shit goes down. So one of them are going astray, yeah, how to bring them back in, or else lie about them. So, and Erin is still in contact with Veda. She's still defending Veda, and to Veda or Brittany Hansen, I will say, they don't have your best interests in heart. Especially Erin.
Creationists are notoriously bad. They're just as bad as these people. It's the same exact shit. It's just a little bit harder to point out because the facts aren't as mathematically obvious. It's very mathematical to find to prove the Earth is not flat. It's very methodical to be able to break down biology, right? It's not as easy to point out that this person is lying. Here's what a lie is, and here's why. It doesn't necessarily make it difficult, but it is not as easy because there's a gray area.
It's not. It's not as.
Athens sent me this to play.
Oh,
this
cool.
is Jesse's comment about, according to my sources, I've seen the proof, yada yada yada. Much as you call it an appeal to authority, that's a technical term. You don't need to use it. All you need to know is you cited somebody who's supposed to know what they're talking about, therefore they are right, without actually verifying any of that shit. That's all it is. Where is that? That was me talking. Where did you get that from?
Yeah, I know where it was from. Our the final company video, the live stream we did with Kathy.
Oh,
nice. That was cool, Athens. Thanks a lot. Yeah,
I love that. That's great.
And that's what we are talking about. That's what we'll. Yeah, thunk. They don't know what thunking is. So, and this is what we are talking about. This is what we will try and provide you with, these tools to okay, this is a fallacy, so maybe I need to ask more before I take their word for it. The same thing happened with Down the Rabbit Hole when she came in a live stream.
sequitur. Hey, Lobo.
There
Generic
we
also
go.
said,
Beep, beep, beep,
Jesse,
yum, yum, yum.
according to what was said by him, has done the strawman fallacy, appeal to ignorance, appeal to pity, false dichotomy, appeal to authority, hasty generalization, and ad hominem, and that's 7 out of 15.
Fuck my life.
It's really interesting when you get when somebody makes an argument and they're crossing fallacies. So you see you see one fallacy here and another fallacy in here, and both of them are
like,
kind of being like Frankenstein together to try to make something that
yeah.
sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah. Padma from the live chat. Also,
Oh,
deferring
and the
to
genetic
actual
fallacy,
authorities
which
is
would
not
make
an...
it 8.
Yeah.
Appealing to
Also,
Steve
deferring
might be
to actual
considered
authorities is not an appeal to authority, huh?
appealing to Steve as if he is an authority might be. Like I said, with fallacies, there's a gray area. They're not like hard lines.
Yeah. Well, it will be appeal to it will be a fallacy because we know Steve is not a reliable source of information, especially of the
Well,
information
that
he
was what the
claims
whole
to
conversation was about, right? That's why it started.
Yep.
He said Steve told me something, therefore it's correct.
Oh,
and
okay.
then somebody said, "Nuh-uh, Steve's not a reliable source." And then they said, "Give me an example." They did, and then Jesse flipped out and put out a bunch of fucking information. And then when questioned or asked to have a conversation about that thing he claimed he had, he flipped the fuck out more. And it was like 3 days later. And
Steve, yeah, I thought, looking at your Twitter, you said that you're taking a break for your health reasons. I don't believe you. You're lying,
No.
and I really hope you don't commit perjury with that.
I hope he does.
I really, really hope.
Do it.
Because you're going around in messages to other people, hey, just post this, and they will go away. Yeah, right.
Is that what happened?
Bitch. You fucking pussy. Cowardly bitch.
Alright. We've been at this for a while.
2
Why
hours.
do I always do that? I need to make it. I gotta make that auto fix itself whenever I do that. I could set that up to do.
Yeah, it's fine. Bulbasaur is always good.
Suck. Alright. So we're gonna wrap up here. We've been live for 2 hours. That was a lot of fun. Jesse decided not to show up.
Yeah, it was.
We'll see if I end up getting a report or a false strike or whatever the fuck. I hope you all have fun reporting Steve's GoFundMe. I don't know what the consequences would be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the consequences are of that. It's been a long time, so I have no idea if he ends up having to pay the money back to GoFundMe, and then GoFundMe sends all the money back to everybody. I don't know. I don't know. They might just take it as a loss. I don't know. I know they have options.
It's possible they might take it as a loss because I think it's gone. Just the digits are there. The money is gone, most probably.
Yeah, that's what I would expect. Let's see, we're gonna be live tomorrow with a volcano show, so if you're interested in volcanology,
yes.
You're interested in lots of fart jokes and jokes about hits and tacos, join us for that. Landon will be there for that. We have a new Unnamed Tavern coming out in not this Saturday, next Saturday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll be live on Twitch on Tuesday. So if you want to join me for the fallacy stuff and kind of see the live show versus the edited content, which will be available on YouTube, that is going to be available for you guys. Also, thank you so much for joining me. The Patreon is going to get a little bit of a rework over the next month or so, and that will be back up. It is currently running, but it is currently free right now. So if you want to join and currently get access to whatever the fuck is currently available, by all means, go ahead and check that out. Link is down below. I'm gonna get on out of here, and hopefully with the goal for that, it will be to help you be able to identify these things in your real life, not just on the internet, and keeping in mind that the content you consume is part of your life. So it will hopefully help you navigate and understand and have these conversations and argue in a way that makes you feel better and more comfortable because you're able to articulate the problems you're already inherently seeing. So I'm gonna get out of here, Manya. Getting out of here.
Yeah, we're getting out of here, and you can come to us and talk to us. We are ready to talk to you, but don't come in condescending us and making bullshit claims. Don't do that. Or maybe just come in and
I
say,
mean, you
this is what
can.
I'm being told,
Not gonna go
but
well.
don't be a condescending bitch. Alright? We know what we are talking about. We know probably more than what you're talking about. In Steve's words, we are the fucking OGs.
If it makes you feel any better, you can certainly attempt these things, but be prepared that you are going to get back the attitude that you're throwing.
Yeah, what you give us, we'll give you back. Simple as that.
As much as both of these men hate women, it baffles me that they have dive-bombed themselves right into the middle of basically an all-women community. That is kind of, well, I mean, it's because they're men and they hate women, and so they think they can control the entirety of the situation because they're the men. Right? It's this elevated idea of misogyny and looking down on women because they're women, and it's an innate and an inherent thing. And you can see when they get mad, and when they get freaked out, when they get emotional, it comes out. Exactly what we saw with Jesse. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you are a member, thank you so much for being a member. It's very, very cheap if you would like to join. If you want to use your Prime subscriptions over on Twitch, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. I will see you all on Tuesday, and look out for videos that are in the pipeline, on their way down the ways. Those will get edited over the weekend. Thank you so much. We're gonna get out of here. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Welcome back to Don't Affect Friday.
Don't affect
Yay. Don't Affect Friday.
Don't affect
Yay. Don't Affect Friday.
Don't affect
Yay.
It's going to be fun.
This guy is unfucking believable.